is Talk to Kedi, sharing knowledge, liberating minds. Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for joining us on yet another exciting edition of your #1 educating online broadcast, Talk to Kedi. This is the first edition after our 15th anniversary celebration. So on behalf of the management and staff of Kedi Healthcare Industries Nigeria Limited, I would like to sincerely appreciate everyone who took time to celebrate with us. Thank you so much. Thank you for the show of love. Thank you for your messages. Thank you for your warm wishes. We appreciate them and we say thank you, thank you. God bless you. My name is Sarah Ebona. Welcome on board. In this edition, we will be looking at dealing with rejection in business. And to do justice to this topic today, we have in the studio a 3-star manager of Kedi Healthcare. He's an erudite scholar, a seasoned entrepreneur, a reputable lecturer, and of course, the owner of Service Center 163 in Lagos. He is none other than Mr. Franklin Nwabueze Nsirimobi. I'm sure that many of you know Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, but for the purpose of those who do not know him, Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi is a multiple award-winning distributor who have won several car awards. You know, he has also enjoyed an all-expense-paid trip to exquisite cities around the world, courtesy Kedi Travel Promo. He is well-traveled, and trust me, he is indeed an achiever. He is one distributor that I respect so much for his eloquence, and I'm sure you are going to enjoy him today. So quickly, let me allow Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi introduce himself to our viewers. Mr. Nwabueze, you are welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Sarah, for having me, and my viewers. Thank you also for being on the show. My name, as she has rightly said, is Nwabueze Franklin, and we're here to educate you. Like she's also said, I have my office at 63 Awolowo Way, Ikeja, where we do justice to this business. You see, it is all about information dissemination and sharing of experience. And to that extent, I think we have done so much. And we give thanks to Kedi Healthcare Industry Nigeria Limited for giving us the opportunity to touch lives. Thank you so much for being on the show.
Yes, Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi will be doing justice to that topic. Go nowhere. Don't forget that you can always you can contribute, make use of the comment section as soon as you tune in, ask questions, share your own experience with us. How have you been managing, how have you been dealing with rejection in your business? Make use of the comment section and talk to Kedi. In case you are tuning in for the first time, this is Talk to Kedi, and it's coming to you from the stable of Kedi Healthcare Industries Nigeria Limited, the leading provider of quality healthcare products and services in Nigeria. This broadcast remains your surest platform for apt and accurate information about the company, about our products, about our activities, about our events, and about our promotions. So stay tuned always. Now let's go to the business of the day. Rejection generally is always difficult to swallow. I mean, whether in business or in any other ramification of your life, rejection is always a difficult pill to swallow. Okay, now let's narrow it down. In network marketing, permit me to add this: you really cannot do so much to prevent rejection. You understand? You cannot stop it from happening. However, how you choose to handle rejection determines whether you will grow in business or not. Now let's leave the rest for our guests to handle. Mr. Franklin, are you ready, sir?
Why not?
Okay, Mr. Franklin is ready, so we are ready. Make use of the comment section and let's get talking. If you have any question for Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, drop those questions in the comment section and then he will do justice to them. And now to my first question. Our topic today says handling rejection in business. So to Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, how often would you say a distributor experiences rejection in business?
Sarah, thank you so much for having me. To go straight to your question, I want to believe that because rejection being an integral part of human existence, you see, it has been living with us because as old as mankind. It has always been there. Now, how often you encounter rejection depends on how many times you make those trials. Because remember, it takes two to tango.
Sure.
You cannot experience rejection just as an individual without having other persons getting involved.
Okay.
Because remember that it has to do with the person who is proposing and the person who is expected to take the proposal. So if you, as a person who is proposing, in this case, with regards to Kedi network, you as a person who is trying to prospect, reach out to someone who you think should benefit from the platform. Now you are prepared. That is one side. You have the information. I want to believe, let's talk from the point of somebody who has done his or her own work, which means you have really gone through the manual as somebody who is registered, you've attended trainings, you have asked questions on things that are not very clear to you. You have equipped yourself, you've gotten the requisite knowledge to strive in the business. Now you are prepared, and you have, from the other side, the person who is a novice that is there to get the information. Now, it takes two to tango, like I said. You may be very prepared, but the person you are reaching out to may not be at the same level. I'm talking of mental capacity to absorb or appreciate the information you're giving out. So there's that tendency the person will turn it down. Sometimes the fault might also be from you, who is the person, prospecting. You may just prospect without preparing or packaging yourself to be well presented, because it is like food. This information you're giving is like a food. How it will be accepted depends on how well garnished. So which is why you must do your homework. You understand me? So how often you are going to be rejected depends on how prepared you are and how often you reach out to. Remember that you cannot be rejected if you don't reach out.
Sure.
If you sit at home, you say nothing, you do nothing, of course you cannot be rejected. So it is when you approach persons that you'll be rejected or not rejected. And how often, like I said, depends on how often you try. I think that's it.
Okay, let me, before I go to my next question, let me pick something from what you just said. And I want to ask this question, okay, because we receive some questions from different people on Facebook. They say, how do I grow my business? I'm Mr. Two Consultants. How do I grow my business? How do I prospect? How do I do this and that? And you just mentioned something about packaging. What are those things that distributors are supposed to put in place before prospecting with regards to packaging?
Now, I also want you to understand that in this business, you are as good as your business. Yes. A lot of persons may not necessarily have to know or come to Kedi head office to do the business. Okay. Before I go to the level that I am now, a lot of people don't know where Kedi is situated. Some of them don't even know if Kedi was in Lagos or elsewhere. But I was the Kedi they were seeing, which was why I said you should be a total package of Kedi. When someone sees you, you should represent Kedi. You should represent those ideas of Kedi. Look at the environment of Kedi. It's neat, well packaged, everything is orderly. You as the person prospecting, do you consider yourself as being orderly? Have you done your homework and all those things? I don't know if you get what I'm saying.
Yes,
so if you have issues in this business, if you ask me, if you don't package yourself very well. And packaging here, I'm talking about being formidable, having the requisite knowledge, having the character. Because it is not only about also having the knowledge. The knowledge I'm talking about, the product application and the compensation. It doesn't end there. Yeah. Most of the ingredients that is required for you to strive in this business is leadership skills. Yes, it is leadership skills. And you see, a lot of us only limit our business idea to understanding the business, the product application, and the bonuses. But if you lack in that aspect of leadership, you struggle in the business. So it is better because, like I said, you are supposed to be a package. Before you talk to somebody, before you talk to somebody, the person first should be able to see you. Look at how neatly dressed and very tantalizing you are. You know what I'm saying? Once if you approach someone, because the idea of that person that never knew anything about you is this person is organized. This is the first you can see physically before I begin to probe about your personal activities. So you should first be presentable. If you ask me, that is the first thing. So if you are presentable first and you have the necessary skills to approach persons, you must. A lot of persons move about with their frustrations, with their quarrels at home when they are prospecting, and you expect people to join you based on sentiment or pity. It doesn't work that way, because you're telling people the intention is to woo people. So you're trying to let people come and enjoy. You're trying to let people see, look, this is the way you should look if you join me. That is the concept. This is the way, this is the kind of shoe you wear, this is the kind of clothes, at least. This is the kind of look, this is the kind of cars you drive, this is the kind of house you'll be living in if you join me. So those things should radiate. It should show in you in the process of prospecting. You get what I'm saying? So if you look tattered, for instance, those are some of the things that makes it difficult for a lot of persons to get persons to join them in this business. You must look the way you want that person to look in the business. You don't look tattered and approach persons. Some persons tell you that, look, it's been difficult, I've been in this business for a very long time, I've been reaching out to people and they turn me down. First thing I look at that person's dressing. And if you don't dress well, I'll just tell you that, look, the way you dress, if you approach me, I will not yield. Then again, I'll ask you, what do you know? Can you tell me anything about one or two products of Kedi, how to apply them? You see that the person is found wanting. You now ask the person, can you tell me about what one can get as a reward for being partnering with this company? You see the person looking at you. Then I will now ask you, if you don't know these things, I am not properly dressed, how do you think you can attract somebody to join you? First, you must look good. Then you work on yourself. You get what I'm saying? You try to get the knowledge. And again, I think if you get registered, okay, I think we're not talking of registration, we're talking of prospecting. So let me say that it has to do with your presentation. First, how you look and what comes out of your mouth. So you must know the right word. And you must be very civil and understand that it's not by force for anybody to join you. So if you are approaching somebody, you shouldn't be desperate. It shouldn't be, because that desperation will tell on your forehead.
Yeah.
You shouldn't look desperate. After all, the idea is for you to give somebody a better life. So you that is giving a better life should not be seen as compelling someone. It means there is something shady.
Exactly.
If I'm to give you something, if I'm to give you money or dash you something, I shouldn't be forcing you to get something good from me. So you shouldn't appear desperate. You should be very subtle and very soft. And like I said, have at the back of your mind that you can be toned down.
Okay.
So if you have that belief that you can be toned down, then it means that if someone turns you down, so be it.
So you're saying always expect rejection.
Yes.
So if it happens, fine. If it doesn't, fine.
It's a 50-50 thing. It's a 50-50 thing.
Okay, so I'm sure majority of us, we are beginning to see where we are lacking. You know, you keep complaining nobody's joining your team. Maybe there is something you're not doing well. Maybe. Okay, let's go on. Now, with relatable examples, can you share with us some of your own experience, some of the experiences you've had in business, you know, rejection in business?
Now, it will be very funny, and I don't think I've said this to you before. Do you know that when I got registered, when I got into this business, I was introduced to this business by a flyer I saw in the hand of a mad person. Yes, somebody who is insane. And apart from that, I also was so broke that I could not afford money for registration when I started. So I have to borrow. Now look at the two limitations. One, I don't have money. Then look at the source from which I got to neighbor the business. These are supposed to be constraints, but it didn't hold me. Now, because I was so that poor, I could not afford money for registration. Now, how I got to start from in the first month is a discussion for another day. Now, let me now tell you that I understood that you don't approach prospects with the mindset of pity. The people don't join you based on pity. Do you know what I did? It was very smart. From the first money I started earning from Kedi, no matter how small it was, every month I got my bonus, I make sure I change my wardrobe. I add 1 or 2 clothes. You know the popular Katangwa market? I stay close to that area. Every month and every 10th that Kedi pays me my bonus, no matter how small, I go to those places and I pick some Okrika clothes. I pick Okrika shirts, I pick Okrika, my pants was Okrika, my socks Okrika, my shoe Okrika, my trousers Okrika, my belt Okrika, my shirt from head to toe. The only thing that was not Okrika was my skin. But look at it from this point. It is because I understand that I have to look good, and I must not. You don't try to appeal to people's pity. Let them join you based on pity. You must appear to be somebody who can be reliable. So all those okrika, those are the things I used to wear then because I don't have something better to wear. Okrika was better than what I had then. So I looked good. I used to have very bushy beards and very flappy shoes and jeans and all those things. I started first by working on myself. It's important to understand that. I started first by working on myself. So now I began to learn how to stock my clothes inside, how to iron my shirts, how to look okay, and I shaved my hair to look clean. You wouldn't believe it. By the time I begin to reach out to persons, but that was after I have gone through my manuals. I didn't just get registered and start talking to persons. I first went through my manual so that I can have a foundation knowledge about what this business is all about. Before I begin now to build on the knowledge based on the seminars I was attending and the questions I was asking. So I started first by looking good. So you wouldn't believe this. Sometimes when I approach people who even have cars, even as someone then that was broke, they seem to look at me as somebody who is richer. You get what I'm saying? Why do you think it was like that? Because they only assess me based on the way I look, and not if I have eaten. Because sometimes I don't eat because I don't have the money. But I don't rub it at people's face. The hunger. I don't put it across on people to make them pity for me. I smile and give the impression as somebody who have eaten that well, but I have not. So you have to look good. You have to strive to look presentable. So those are the things. But that does not stop rejection anyway. You see, rejection cannot be stopped. It's something we must understand. Because rejection is something that cuts across every sphere of life. We find rejection in our homes, churches, mosques, political space. No matter how, if you want to even go religious, Christ was crucified. Even with how beautiful his message was, he was crucified. It is not everybody today that want to join Islam, just like it is not everybody that want to join Christianity. So no matter how good these two religions is seen to be, people are still turning it down. So you only learn how to navigate your ways. From somebody you prospect and networking, it's not a capital no. What I'm trying to say is that person telling you no may be as a result of his, the present situation. The same person can tell you yes tomorrow. That is why you see some persons telling you that, look, I have been presented this opportunity some 1 year ago, some 6 months ago, but now they are doing the business. So if they said no to someone sometime and they join it now, it means that you also take recognition of the fact that sometimes the situation may not be very well. So that is why you, as a person who is prospecting, must not take it as a do or die affair.
Okay. So, to help our viewers understand this topic better, what exactly is rejection? Because in network marketing business, it could come in different forms. You take the business to someone or products to someone, and the person is like, if some people resort to name calling and all that. So, what exactly is rejection? And then you're here to share with us one experience.
You see, rejection is simply when when a proposal is being turned down. When you put up a suggestion, for instance, and considered, or people don't buy into it, it means that idea has been rejected. But I also want to let you understand that there is a difference between rejecting your proposal and rejecting you as a person. So people reject your proposal and not you, which means if you fine-tune that proposal, next time you may have the chance of being agreed, the proposal has the chance of being accepted.
Okay.
Now, you asked of one of the experience I've had with, you see, there are many, I don't know, there are many, but I think there was a day, a man I approached sometime because the second month that I got registered with Kedi, the second month I started going for seminars, because I was very, very keen. I was so fast. I wanted to run away from poverty, so I did so much, to strive. So the second month I went for prospecting. So we went to this satellite campus, UNN, I think UNN satellite campus also in Lagos here. The place we went, me and one or two persons that I've also recruited in the business.
Okay.
So this person turned me down because, like I said, then there were some blunders because this is the first business, this is the first network I've registered. So before I started talking to persons, I actually grew in the business. So I made sort of blunders, and I wasn't afraid of those blunders. So I said certain things that was not, I couldn't defend, and he turned me down. But the good news about this particular scenario is that this person I'm talking to you now has Mr. 8 in Kedi.
Wow.
Because he later approached me.
Okay.
He later approached me and he got into the business and he's doing very well in the business. Thank you.
Okay, now, so how do you undo rejection, or how would you advise our viewers that when they face rejection in business, how would you want them to handle it?
Like I said before, our business is meant for everybody, but the truth is that everybody will not do the business. So you must have that at the back of your mind. Rejection, like I said before, is part of mankind. So the moment you understand this, then you'll be at peace with rejection. The way I deal with it personally is I have learned to accept it as a reality. Now, because I have learned to accept it as a reality, in my mind, whenever I am prospecting, I always have at the back of my mind that two things that can happen is you turn me down, or you follow me, or you join me. If you join me, I believe you go and give thanksgiving for joining me. But if you turn me down, so you shouldn't fight over rejection, and you should not be scared of it, because no successful man today is afraid of rejection. You can never be successful if you are afraid of rejection. The only thing you must do is make sure you understand that rejection is part of existence. You cannot do anything about it. But the best, another way to go about it is also to up your game, to reduce it. You cannot stop it. No matter the amount of money you make from this business, even when you pack your G-Wagon, people will still reject you. Not because they don't see that you're rich, but sometimes because they have signed agreement with poverty, and there's nothing you can do about that. So rejection is something that has been in existence. So marry it. Once you marry it and you up your game, remember that rejection teaches you another way to approach, a better way to approach. So that is the advantage of rejection. So when you reject me, I begin to look at what could have caused this rejection. Could it be my approach? Sometimes it may not be my approach. It could be from you. Like I told you, it is two sides. You may not have that capacity, mental ability to appreciate the opportunity I'm presenting to you. So if you don't have it, it's not my business, it's not my problem. Rather than spend time, wasting time on you, I have other persons that have not gotten the opportunity to listen to me, I reach out to them. So how I handle it in a nutshell is that I embrace it. Because I cannot wipe it away. I embrace it and I try to build myself up by reading more, also getting more knowledge and how to approach persons, and again looking at how to dress fine. Nobody, like I said, nobody turns somebody down that is looking good, except for somebody who, like what I said before, somebody whose ability to understand or appreciate what you're saying is very, very low. Thank you so much.
Okay, so rejection is actually not a death sentence, because we've had so many people commit suicide because they were rejected. Okay, for some people not in business, some maybe in relationships and all that. Some people actually commit suicide because of rejection. Rejection is not a death sentence, it is just, you know, a form of redirection. Okay, it is showing you another way, there's actually another way to go about this thing. It is not a death sentence. So if you have any question for our guest, Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, please make it in the comment section and share your questions, share your experiences with us. We would like to do justice to all your questions. But before I continue with Mr. Nsirimobi, let me share a few announcements with you. The first we have here is car award promo. Kedi 2022 car award promo. It is ongoing. It started on the 10th of June 2021 and it will run through till February 2022. Okay, for those of you requesting for the flyer, the promo flyer, you can chat with us on WhatsApp on 09060003695 and we'll forward the promo flyer to you. Get on the race. If you also want to be like Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi, yeah, because I know all the things that this guy is enjoying, although he won't tell us, but I know. Between me and you, I know. Okay, so if you want to be like my own guest, make sure to join the ongoing car award promo to win your dream car. Okay, another announcement we have here is our premium gun massager. To all those who pre-ordered, we say thank you for receiving and for identifying with this vision. So your order will be sent to you this month. Between July and August, you will receive your item. Okay, so if you have to get your own, don't worry, we are started dispatching according to order placement, so you will get your gun massager pretty soon. If you have any question whatsoever with regards to this item, just make use of the comment section and then we will do justice to your questions. Now, don't forget that Kedi 2021 lecturers training is just around the corner. Okay, I'm talking about next week, 14th July and 15th July. That's next week, Wednesday and Thursday. So are you an existing lecturer or you would like to become one of our lecturers? Are you a 5-star consultant, distributor and above? Join us at any of our training centers next week, Wednesday and Thursday, to know more, to learn in Kedi 2021 lecturers training. Now, an opportunity to own a service center in Benin Republic is on in Kedi Benin Republic Service Center Ownership Promo. Okay, so we are offering you 50% price slash to own a service center in Benin Republic, not Benin City. Some people have been sending us questions on Facebook. I did not say Benin City, in Benin Republic. Okay, you would like to expand your business to other countries and you are targeting Benin Republic. Avail yourself of this promo, 50% price slash to own a service center in Benin Republic. Okay, have you gotten your Kedi-Dealing magazine? If not, hurry to any of our training centers nationwide or any of our regional offices to get your magazine for 500 naira. It sells for 500 naira only. Our disease handbook is also available. It sells for 200 naira only. Don't forget that all our social media platforms are active round the clock just for you. Okay, for those of you say we don't know your handles. On Facebook we have an account, Kedi Headquarters Lagos. On Facebook we have a page at Kedi Healthcare Industries. On Instagram we are at Kedi Healthcare _official. On LinkedIn we are at Kedi Healthcare. We have a YouTube channel. Some of you don't know. We have a YouTube channel at Kedi Healthcare. Go there and avail yourself of all our videos. Use them to grow your business. Okay, not forgetting our mobile application, Kedi app. Download your Kedi Care app today. We also have our website, www.kedihealth.com. Okay, make use of all of these channels. You can send us your questions and we have representatives round the clock there to attend to you. Now let's go back to Mr. Nsirimobi. Our guest is still here. If you have any question for him, he will do justice to them. So let's go. We have some distributors who are drained, who are probably frustrated as a result of consistently facing rejection in business. So what are your words for them?
Like I said before, rejection is an integral part of our existence. And we must understand that you are rejected either because you are not well packaged in your presentation, or you may be well packaged, but the person you're presenting that opportunity to may not have the ability to appreciate the opportunity you're presenting. Now, let's say that you are well packaged, which means you have gotten the necessary knowledge, at least averagely. You've been able to read your KD manuals, you've been able to read other journals, other motivational speakers that have been charged up and all those things. No, I told you that when you approach persons, when you prospect, your confidence level, your sure level radiates on your forehead. It tells on your comportment. It tells on your, it's a body language thing. Now, like in my own case, I told you that whenever I make anything from Kedi as a reward, I allow it to tell on me. You don't make money and you save it for house when you know that you are the business. You are your business, you are the office. So your office must be looking attractive. Spend money on yourself to look attractive. Spend money on the manuals, the informations. Because our business is not like other kind of businesses that depends on sales. Going about selling. Here we enjoy more on residual efforts. When you put an effort, that effort keeps rewarding you, keep rewarding you. So it means that when you make that money look good, one, and I'm very frank, majority of the persons that will have this problem you'll be talking about, they lack either on the way they look, or the knowledge, or the mentality. Mentality in the sense that some of them are desperate. Our kind of business can be likened to the process of farming. You don't just get a land, an open land, and the next day or that instantly you expected to get your crops harvested. You must understand that there are stages. So there is no need for you to be desperate. If you have the desire to stay for 35 years, some even your government to put it 40 years to work, and you're not desperate to live, even when you're paid people, sometimes your own salaries for years. So why would you be desperate when you are asked to stay for like 3 to 4, 5 years and become a millionaire? So you must not be desperate. This is not my first year of joining this business. It's been long. Even when I joined this business, a lot of persons never believed in me. But today I have everything that the company has asked to give. I think I've benefited all those things. So, like I said, there is no need for you to be desperate. Desperacy and unrealistic targets can put pressure on you, and you think you're failing. By the time you know it, you pack out. Or even if you've not left the business, the desperation will show on your forehead, and people begin to turn you down. Nobody wants to identify with a desperate person. Because desperation is not something good. So take it one after the other. First, understand that this is a business that you must build. All the big names you know today that own big businesses, nobody will tell you that they started the business that same period. It's from a very long time. So you must understand that businesses must be built. And like I said, it goes like the stages that you experience as a farmer. The time to get an open land, to clear the bushes, to make sure it is good for cultivation. Even at the point when you put your seed, there are still some other external aggressors that want to come to attack your seed. The likes of birds and the rest of them. You water, you weed and all those things. So there are times. So if you understand these things, there won't be need for desperation. And if there is no need for desperation, which means you're not desperate, it will not take on you. If you do this business judiciously, you must. It's a must. It's a must that you must succeed.
Okay, thank you, sir. We have a question from one of our viewers on Facebook, and she said, please, sir, in a situation where a prospect is feeling disturbed in the course of follow-up, what should be done, you know?
Now, you see, it still boils down to what I said earlier. You follow up is part of the business. If you ask me, I call it guide. Because follow up sometimes could be just to call somebody and say, how are you doing? But guide means you're, asking, navigating the person through the path, which means with the information that is needed. So, but I want you to understand that before you do the follow up or guide, you first must have what it takes. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
If you are not motivated, if you don't have belief, which comes with knowing, because if you don't know, you cannot believe,
Sure.
then it will be difficult for you to plant that in the mind of whoever you're bringing into the business. Do you understand what I'm saying? If you look believable, and what I mean by looking believable means everything that you need to do to be a total package. From looking good, from having the requisite information, and reading of the manuals, attending seminars, listening to promotional audios and all those things gingers you, and it strengthens your resolve that this business is business. When you talk authoritatively, not necessarily with, not being proud, but the person will see that this person is confident, and they will join you. Whenever I approach people, not now, because now I drive cars. I'm talking of when I was using legacy specs, when I don't have cars. Even in my okreka clothes, when I talk, you think I park a car somewhere. So they join me, because I must radiate hope.
True.
And I was able to radiate that hope because I am hopeful. So first, you must be hopeful. Do you believe in the business?
It's a personal.
Yes, it has to do with conviction. Let me tell you, if you have the conviction needed to strive in this business, nobody needs to call you to attend seminar. Nobody will ask you to prospect. Nobody will ask you to read, to know more. Because you know that this business will pay you.
True.
You allow people to force you when you think you're doing them a favor. From the first day that I got registered into this business, I took the business as my business. I don't have anything with my upline. I read, I went to seminars, and from that day to today, it has been movement. I've been flying. So, to answer the woman directly, her question directly, you see, you're not supposed to have problem with follow-up, because that's part of the business. I follow up to today. Before I got to this studio, I have made not less than 5 to 6 calls of my leaders outside Lagos to know the next plant. If I've made them understand I'm coming here, from there they know where I'm going. So it's a normal thing. Follow-up is not an issue. Follow-up is part of the business. But beyond follow-up, what is the quality of that follow-up, which I call guide? What is the quality? Do you just call your downlines and say, how are you doing? Have you reached out to distributors? What are you? That is not it. What is the content you have given to that person to move? What are those information that is needed for that person that you're giving to that person? Sometimes you like in my own case, is known about me. Once you register as somebody in my network, even if you're not in my network, and you ask me, Mr. Frank, the first thing I will tell you, go and read your manual. You should read your manual, because that manual will give you the foundational knowledge upon which any other thing can be built upon. That is where the company, it is from that manual that the company speaks to us directly.
Very true.
So you have to read it. So it's not a fast lane thing where you should just register, because you've seen Mr. Frank driving cars, you want to drive all those cars immediately. No, I read my manual. I didn't just read my manual, I read my manual continually. It's a continuous thing. I read my manual. If you see my manual, then it started. Because I keep reading it, because each time you read your manual, it gives you a different meaning and a different sense. And it emboldens you, it makes you confident. It strengthens your strive and your resolve to succeed. It gives you that boldness that is needed. And if you have this strive and boldness in the business, it will also be difficult for you to do jumpology, which I call prostitution. Remember, some persons also, that there is rejection, pre-rejection, and post-rejection.
Oh, tell us.
Pre-rejection is what we're talking about now for people who have not joined the business.
Okay.
Post-rejection is after you have registered that person, you can still suffer rejection from those your downlines. That is why sometimes you see you call your downlines, they put their phone off. Sometimes your downline sees you, they dodge. Why? They've registered. It is also because beyond registration, there are other works that need to be done. And like I said, the moment you join this business, you must look what you want your downlines to become. You should look it. You should look like what you want them to become. You don't tell them that they are going to be a big man and you look poor. You don't tell them go and organize seminars when you're lazying about. Are you organizing seminars? Your downline should see that you are doing the path to success. They will believe and join you. But when they see you, maybe you're busy doing something else. You cannot even talk about golden six. Any of the companies product cannot. You don't even know what gets to who in terms of compensation plan. They will see you as a scam, or at most they will not believe you. So they see you as a disturbance. If I call my downlines, they see it as a privilege for their company to call them. Because for every call I give them, they thank me. Because to them, it is the assurance is becoming more clearer. So look what you want your downlines. So if you don't look that, even though they've joined, because some of them can be coerced, some of them can be compelled, not because they are convinced. This doesn't have been disturbing me. This time, do you have 4,000 naira there? Take. And it ends there. If next time you call that person, the person will tell you, I have spoken to the whole world, nobody joined me. The person has not talked to anybody. It's just a subtle way to discharge you.
Let's go.
But if some people even go as far as registering people with their money, it's desperation. Why would I be the one to ask you to come and enjoy, and I'll be registering you with my money? Then there is something fishy. Don't register people with your money, except you don't believe yourself you don't believe. Because if you register somebody with your money, all these things comes with post-rejection. You may have lied to that person or caused that person to register. But when the person comes in, the picture is no longer the way you painted it. For instance, you register that person, or you lie to that person, or you use some very sharp ways to bring the person in, and you're not living up to that billing. All those promises you're not living up to. Do you think the person is a fool? That's why you must be very moderate and preach it the way the company said it is. Don't add, don't remove. And let every person you're bringing, I'm talking about post-rejection now, let every person you're bringing into this business to know that it is not a tea party. They must know that first. That you work, it is work chop. Work chop. If you work, you chop. So if you let them know that, and apart from that, you must walk the talk. You as a leader. Remember, you're a leader. You must walk the talk. If you want your downlines to be organizing seminars, you first will organize seminar. If you want your downlines to reach out to prospect, you should be seen reaching out to prospect. You're the leader. And people believe in what you do, not what you say. In my own case now, when I make presentations, okay, let me also touch, I'm talking about the post-rejection now. You know that a lot of us who don't really understand how this thing works, they tend to beg for some kind of aids from their downlines. Yes, when you ask them to come for presentation, sometimes they will ask the downlines to pay money for transportation. Do you know that if my downline invites me for a seminar, even if it is Katachan, anywhere, my flight ticket to and fro is from my pocket? Because Kedi has empowered me. Kedi has given me the money. To and fro flight is from my pocket. The hotel is from my pocket. My feeding is from my pocket. In fact, I always tell them, look, the only food you give me, because they keep asking me, Mr. Frank, I said, no. I have a special food. They will think it's about going to kitchen to go and fry. I said, what is your specialty? What my food is audience, nothing less than 100. If you give me nothing less than 100 persons in attendance, you've given me all the juicy food you can give me. I don't need your word, I can afford those things. Somebody who can pay a flight to and fro can afford whatever you want to. You get what I'm saying? So now I'm living the talk. I am telling them, if you join this business, you'll be empowered financially. So they can see me act it.
Exactly.
You don't act otherwise and think that they are fools. You understand what I'm saying? So if you must not collect, and if you must not give, don't collect. The list is don't collect. Don't get about your downline offering you food. You should buy food. But listen, this thing has to do so much with psychology. Nobody is a fool. I've asked you to come and enjoy. and I'm also now the other hand asking you to pay for my drink. It contradicts. You should be seen as living above board. You are the leader. You have joined this business before them. You have asked them to come and join you. So they should see you as a hero of what they want to be. So when you're moving with them, pay their transportation, you any money. Remember that, yes, because remember that this your team are your, when you say you have a structure. Structure is not physical building. Structure is the strength of your downlines. So these persons are those ones that will make you rich. So you spend on them if you have money. That is why you're a leader. And once you do that, our business is a simple business. It's very simple, but like I said, it's a steady thing. You keep studying, you keep making research.
Guest has done justice to your question. Okay, but before we run, let me give you this tip from Dr. Cap. This is what Dr. Cap asked for us today. Dr. Cap is saying that there is no real success without rejection. Just Dr. Cap is buttressing what Mr. Nwabueze has said. He said there is no real success without rejection. The more rejection you get, the better you become. The more you have learned, and the closer you are to your outcome. If you can handle rejection, you learn to get everything you want. Rejection, like I said earlier, is not a death sentence. It is just a way to tell you to redirect, re-strategize, refocus, and then this time around do it better. Okay, and with that, it is a wrap on this edition of Talk to Kedi. I'm sure you have learned a thing or two on how to deal with rejection in business. But let the conversation continue. Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi is still here and is also online. He will reply, you will answer all your questions, will do justice to all your questions, so you can keep your questions coming in. Okay, we are only going, but we are still online with you. Okay, so don't forget to join us for the next edition. In case you joined the broadcast late, we have done justice to how to deal with rejection in business. So the video will be available on our Facebook page at Kedi Industries and our Instagram handle at Kedi_official. Just go there, watch, and then share with your downlines. Let us all learn how to deal with rejection. I remain your regular host, Sarah Ibuna. Keep winning, keep flying, keep soaring, keep being the best version of you, Mr. Franklin Nsirimobi. Goodbye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Till we meet again, bye for now.